Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I am setting the intention that we have a much better signal today. We'll see how it goes. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist, with some words of wisdom for today. And we have an interesting card. Good morning, Nancy. Glad you are here. You're the first one popping on. And I think this is one of those cards that when someone typically does a tarot deck and they get this card, they're kind of like, ow. But I think it's fresh, it's new beginnings, it's all kinds of good stuff. So, and given that we are right on the cusp of the full moon, which to me is a time where we look back over the previous 2 weeks and see what happened with the things that we set for intentions on the new moon. How are we coming along on those at the full moon? So, let me think. There's something niggling, hasn't dropped in yet. We'll see what we get. Oh, looks like someone else is here. Good morning, Jonelle. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Glad you are here. So we'll give whatever's swirling around in my head time to land. But let's do a little breathing and tapping. So I'm going to tap here. You pick whatever spot works for you. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Laying groundwork for new beginnings. In through the nose, out through the mouth, flushing out things that don't serve you. Good morning, Beth. Welcome. In through the nose, out through the mouth, letting go of all negative thoughts. In through the nose, out through the mouth, letting go of familiarity, that need for familiarity. I have to be able to predict everything. Not going to happen. Let it go as best you can. Be willing to step into faith and trust. Good morning, Ange. Glad you're here. Welcome. It was good to see you last night. We have a group that Kayleen Welsh sponsors every month. That it's mostly women who've gone on Kayleen's Isla Mujeres trips, but here and there we add in other women who are interested. And so we heard what's going on cosmically, and that was very helpful, I think. So it was very nice seeing everybody. In through the nose, out through the mouth, and there's Brenda. She was on that call also. Very cozy look to Brenda's house. She's in Canada and in the woods and had her fire going. It looked awesome. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you're here. So getting us all ready to receive, ready to consider this card in ways beyond how it's typically considered, which I think is a great way to go. So it is from the Light Seers deck by Chris Ann. And I gotta show you those eyes. It's like the eyes are looking through the lids. Kind of creeps me out, but I just think it's funny. Notice the spot of light at the third eye. Good morning, Mel. Glad you're here. Welcome. And that she has a crescent moon on her head. We are headed into full moon, but she has a crescent moon. So our card for today, and we've had this one before, the Fool. The Fool. Look at the sacred geometry below her. Look at the rope that she's trusting to hold her up. Faith and trust, faith and trust. And if you notice, out on the end here, there's a great big fisher right there. Yeah. And I gotta see if I can tell what she has in her hand. Not really, but maybe the card will tell us. So that's our card for the day, the Fool. And remember, with these cards, they give us a Light Seer version and a Shadow Seer version. So see what resonates for you. Good morning, Janine. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. We're up to my magic number 8. Oh, no, just rolled to 9. Gotta love it. The Light Seer part. New beginnings, potential, adventures, enthusiasm, awakening, innocence, and optimism. Couldn't we all use a bigger dose of that right now? And the Shadow Seer side. Naivete, assuming you already have the answer, rash or impulsive choices, lacking experience, analysis paralysis, foolishness. Every dream achieved begins with the seemingly foolish notion that there is something bigger out there, something greater to explore and to become. How often do the creatives, the inventors, the dreamers get told they're unrealistic, that'll never happen, blah, blah, blah. And then I have that quote from Nelson Mandela sitting right here that I cleaned my desk off yesterday. I was motivated. I de-dusted everything. Good morning, Linda. Glad you're here. De-dust, whatever. And found this quote and put it up again. It always seems impossible until it's done. It always seems impossible until it's done. And we want to be the people who view the possibilities in what's seemingly impossible until it's done. The shadow seer side. Oh, we did that. Okay, let's keep going here. This childlike optimism comes from deep within your knowing. It's not ungrounded. It is grounded in your true self. It's grounded in the part of you, the higher self, that's connected to all that is. That part that knows anything is possible. Anything is possible. And it reminds you that you can achieve all the magical things that you've been dreaming about. Magical seems like a word that's been coming up a lot lately. And I think in times like these, magical makes total sense. Makes total sense. The journey of the soul begins with a single step, and you may find yourself on the edge of an epic journey. She takes another step out, she lets go of the rope. She's on an epic journey, is she not? Turn toward your future with enthusiasm and know that a divine leap of faith is required in order to claim the reward that the abyss is offering. You may not feel ready, you may not be ready, but there is magic in the air, and the universe is waiting to support you with infinite love and guidance. Trust your intuition as you swan dive into the seed of potential. I love that. If someone could post that, I swan dive into the seed of potential. Love that, love that, love that. And then the affirmation for today is, I am ready for this adventure down my soul path. I am ready for this adventure down my soul path. So I swan dive into the seed of potential. I am ready for this adventure down my soul path. Love it, love it. So what are your thoughts on that? Does it instantly curl your toes? Does it make your stomach flutter? Which, if it does, good. Because I think the logic and reason part of ourself, that again is not to be driving the bus, it's meant to be in the back of the bus offering some suggestions, but it's not to be driving. Heart and soul is driving the bus. Keep that in mind. Let's take a breath on that. Two breaths. Apparently we needed two. But being willing to go with the flow, even when we don't know where the flow is taking us. So I'm reading The Hobbit. I never read those books younger, and am aware of the cult-like following that they have. And so I thought, thank you, Mel. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I swan dive into the seed of potential. And so I'm reading The Hobbit, and I had no idea these books were written so long ago. I would have guessed the 90s, but yeah, way long ago. And bucking on 100 years, actually. Part of yesterday's, what I was reading last night, I didn't get off of Zoom until like 8:30, but part of yesterday's, what I was reading in the book was the Hobbit having to climb on the back of an eagle, and the eagle takes off with him. And he seems to be, at least at this juncture in the book, a relatively sedentary little soul who liked living in his hole and having things just so, and now he's on the back of an eagle soaring. That's faith and trust. That's faith and trust. So look around for examples of faith and trust. Who in history took those steps? Who was willing to risk the unknown? Oh, how cool. That's awesome. Yes, and my guess is that was a very thin place. There are those places in the world, especially in nature, that just feel thin, like the veil between our 3D world and all that is really, really, really thin. Love those places. Door County, Wisconsin is one of those places. You get out on the rocks overlooking the bay, and it's like, wow, this feels primordial. So find those places. If you've been to those places, like Beth was to that grove of trees, she can return there in her mind anytime she wants and create the same surreal feeling, which then may be a portal for you to go somewhere, create something, follow a flow, etc., etc. So again, to me, these feel like magical times. Yes, there's uproar. Yes, there's hoopla. Yes, there's the good morning, Tira. Glad you're here. The noise. We will rise above the noise. We are not going to be the doom scrollers. Forget it. No. On the call last night with all of these amazing women, almost to the woman, we were all talking about how we don't watch the news. Sedona is another place. Yes, especially out among those red rocks. Yes, very much the energy. You can feel it. Find those places in your life. It might be a particular tree. There was an elm tree on my way to my friend Nancy's farm out in Denmark, Wisconsin. And every time I'd pass that tree, it was just this lone tree standing at the edge of all these farm fields. And it was huge. I would send it good energy as I went past because I knew it was one of those trees. So find those places. Be there. Imagine being here in your mind. Use your mind. This is a great way to use your mind. Allow your mind to create the magic. Be in the magic. Again, heart and soul drives the bus, but the mind can be of assistance to navigating. All right? So that's our card for the day. Horse Race Rapids. I'll have to check that out. Awesome. 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 Throw some spots up here. Waterfalls tend to be one of those areas, moving water in general. And remember that women in indigenous tribes tend to be the water keepers. Men tend to be the fire keepers. Women tend to be the water keepers. Spending time blessing the water, singing to the water, thanking the water for existing. All of that is so important, especially right now. So important right now. So when you practice your Fool energy today, that optimism, that enthusiasm, that, what other words do they use? New beginnings, potential, awakening, innocence. Crystal Falls, there we go. Love it. Even that name is a beautiful name, isn't it? Crystal Falls. Love it. Love it, love it. So spend some time thinking about where are these places for me, and if I can't make it to one of them soon, I will make the effort to make it to one of them soon. But if I can't, I'm going there in my mind today. I'm going there in my mind today. So have an awesome Tuesday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. And as we link arms and move forward, we are strength. We are strength. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.